What does the time frame look like from like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then research, script writing, putting it into what does all that look like?
Yeah. So it looks like Tim and I coming together to talk it through. He brings sometimes he brings really robust notes, and sometimes he just comes with like a list of passages to read. And we'll sit down and we'll just talk it through. And we record those conversations, and that's our podcast. We were doing these conversations before we decided to record them as part of the production of a video. And when we're done having those conversations, and sometimes it's like 3 hours, sometimes it's 10 hours, sometimes it's been up to like 20 hours of conversation. Um, then my job is to go and try to distill all of that into a draft of a script. And so what I'm paying attention to is like, what were the big moments of discovery for me? Like where the idea started to land. Like, oh, I didn't realize that. And once I realized that, now this makes sense.
Hmm.
So I kind of trace my own journey of discovery and I try to recreate that journey in a script. And you try to figure out what is interesting but not essential and what is kind of central to understanding the theme so that you can get that all down into like a 5 minute
Yeah.
video. Um, I usually write a first draft. Tim then will redraft, and we'll go back and forth writing drafts together. Um, and then we'll sit down together. We'll read the draft out loud. We'll wordsmith it. And then when we feel like that's in a pretty good shape, we'll sit down with a story artist and we'll read them the script, and we'll have the story artist come and pitch us visual ideas of how to like reinforce what the script's doing with visuals. And oftentimes that triggers a rewrite because they'll come with questions that we realize there's some ambiguity, or they'll point out things that are redundant, or they'll come with a really cool visual idea that we're like, that's really cool. Let's actually rewrite around that idea more. Um, and so that's a collaborative process that gets us to a set of storyboards. Um, and that whole process from like sitting down to start talking about it to getting a set of storyboards is probably 3 or 4 months.
Gotcha.
Um, and then once you've got the boards, um, that's like locked in and you kind of know like this works. Um, then it's really just all design. And you still got another like 3 or 4 months of like design work to do to get
Yeah.
the video done. So all in, a video is like takes generally 6+ months
Wow.
from start to finish.
That's
We
awesome.
we so we always have like 3 or 4,
Yeah.
sometimes 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 videos like in some sort of part of the process.
Yeah.
And so you're juggling a lot of that. Sometimes we have to truncate how much we get to talk about it up front if we want to do more production than we have time. Um, so yeah, that's a general process.
Yeah. Is there any part of that process that like for you and like the things that you enjoy the most that you're just like, this is my favorite part of doing this?
Yeah, generally my favorite part is the conversations.
That's cool.
Um,
So
and
y'all record the conversations prior to so like the stuff that's on the podcast is prior to the video being made.
yeah, that's prior to
Okay.
scripting.
I was I had no idea. I thought the whole time that those were like after the fact. So that's really cool.
Uh,
And maybe
there
y'all
has been a
probably
few times where
okay.
it was after the fact. There's been a few times where it's like the production team's like, we need a script right now. And so what we do is this like scramble, like whiteboard session where Tim tries to give me the whole idea like in an hour or two. And then I go, okay, cool. And then I go write it. And, and we get it moving and then we have the conversations. That's happened like maybe 2 times and, it's not ideal.
So do y'all ever have like moments where I guess like y'all kind of maybe as a team or not necessarily at conflict, but maybe you feel like this is a way to explain it and it should be this way, and then maybe Tim or whomever else has a perspective they think it should go in, and if like how do y'all go about like working through that?
Mm, I can't think of ever like a really big creative disagreement
That's
that
good.
we've had. No. I mean, for me, I just the role of an explainer. I'm like that's kind of how I think of myself.
Yeah.
Is um my main role is to help you understand an idea, and I'm not the expert. Like, um, so it's not my idea to explain. And so whatever serves the explanation of the idea is the right decision. And and with that mentality in mind, it's really easy to collaborate towards finding a really, really good creative decision.